And Ameyu Bezabe, only man to go inside 13 minutes. Bezabe's clock 12:57. Formidable in cross country, Sergei Lebed of Ukraine. He's won 8 European titles. Doesn't always produce his best on the track, but let's see what he can do in this European final. Former European indoor 3,000 metre champion, Alistair Cragg of Ireland. He started off running for South Africa, where he grew up, but he has qualification for Ireland, so he switched. And Mo Farah, emphatic winner of the 10,000 metres. I think once again, at least some of his main rivals will be Spanish, dropping down to this event in the 5,000. Second on the European rankings this year, and he's had time since that final, since the 10,000 metre final, that is, on the first day of these championships, to recover, get in some easy running, and be ready for this final. Andy Gabius of Germany. Kayuncu of Turkey, and Kemal Kayuncu. He's also got a good record in cross country, former European junior champion there. Stefano La Rosa, and Italy came away from the longer race, the 10,000, with a bronze thanks to Daniele Meucci, who's also in this final. Sergio Sanchez. He had a fabulous winter, setting a European record, finishing second in the world indoors, in fact, but maybe tailed off a little in this outdoor season. Looked good enough in the qualifying rounds. They did run heats for this. Noureddin Ismail of France, originally a steeplechaser, but didn't make the French team for the steeplechase, so strong are they. Ethiopian born, but now running for Azerbaijan. Haile Ibrahimov won his heat of the 5,000. Indeed, he set an Azerbaijani record of 13:32. Daniele Meucci, who's already got one medal from these championships, the bronze in the 10,000 metres. Indeed, talking about distance doubles, the last man to do the double, 5 and 10,000, was an Italian, Salvatore Antipo, 20 years ago. The defending champion, Jesus España. And no prizes for guessing which country he represents. Another of the Ethiopian-born runners are running for a different nation, for Turkey this time, Mert Gimalegese. Alexander Orlov from Russia, a 13:34 man, and if the pace is slow, then it certainly should favour those with a fast finish. Thinking of Mo Farah, and indeed Bezabe of Spain, and España, defending champion. Last but definitely not least, the silver medalist in the 10,000 metres on Monday, following his teammate Mo Farah across the line, Chris Thompson. 12.5 laps of the track in the 5,000 metre final. Away they go. Alemahiou Bezabe of Spain immediately decides he wants to go to the front. Then Ibrahimov of Azerbaijan. He's the Spaniard, defending champion. And Mo Farah decides there's no place like being either at or near the front. This is unlikely to be a race where there are super fast times. This is all about tactics and championship racing, watching each other like hawks and waiting for that moment to pounce. They're in the hunt for the 5,000 meter gold on the track. And the split for the first 1,000 meters, 2 minutes 50.38. That was with the Spaniard Alemahiou Bezabe leading through. Now it's Ibrahimov of Azerbaijan at the front, but not for long because Alistair Cragg of Ireland goes ahead. Farah just keeping a sensible third place there. Approaching the second 2 kilometer split. The pace looking pretty even. Two Spaniards together, Bezabe and España. España, the winner of the title 4 years ago, and has probably got a better finishing kick than Bezabe. Cragg, maybe this is the Irishman wanting to draw out the pace, raise the tempo in mid-race, and take some of the shine of the finish of those with the faster finish. Sergio Sanchez up there in third place now. So Cragg, España, Sanchez, Farah. Two Italians, Mucci and La Rosa, showing well. And yes, we now have that split for the second 1,000 meters. It's more or less the same, around 2:51. So they went through the opening kilometre in 2:50, and then now 2:51. Sergei Lebed. Now, is this the occasion where Lebed, so often phenomenally successful on the cross country for the European races, shows that he can do something special on the track? I just don't think he has the speed, the finishing speed, if it's a slow race. But if they can crank up the pace, then maybe Lebed might be able to do it. In the background, we have a Norwegian celebration for the javelin. Oh, now I think it was almost an apologetic hand out there from Mo Farah. Maybe a slight unintentional clash of feet with Lebed. Bezabe making good use of that giant video screen. The screens at either end of the stadium. The runners often glancing up there to check their position and those of their rivals during events. Orlov of Russia, the man at the back. Then there's Garbius. And Britain's Chris Thompson, who's third from the back after a silver in the 10,000 metres. He's just starting to move up the field, going ahead of Cragg, who's really dropped back down the field. They've just gone through the third kilometre. 8:28. So that's a little faster, around 2:40, 2 minutes 40 for the third kilometre. Injection of pace with Lebed trying to push it, as well as the man out in front, Bezzabé of Spain. Well, Farah should be pretty comfortable at this tempo. His teammate Chris Thompson's going to move up the field considerably if there's going to be anything like their finish for the British perspective in the 10,000 metres when they were first and second. And these championships really reflect the growing maturity of Mo Farah. There was a time in his career when it was thought that he wasn't really buckling down to training, needed to get more a committed approach. He moved to St Mary's College in Twickenham, which is in the southwest of London, and got into consistent training, spent time in Kenya and training with Chris Thompson and others, indeed living in a house in London with some Kenyan athletes, and really seeing how the best in the world train. And now Farah starts to make more of an imprint on this race. Ibrahimov of Azerbaijan follows him through. They're approaching 4 kilometers, so 1,200 meters remaining now. Farah. This is looking like the long run for home. It's Farah, Ibrahimov, Smail of France, Espana and Bezzabé. And then the Italian Meucci also not wanting to be left out. Sort of loping style of Ibrahimov in second. This Ethiopian-born Azerbaijani. .800 meters remaining of this 5,000 final in the Montjuic Olympic Stadium. It's Britain's Mo Farah leading from Haile Ibrahimov of Azerbaijan. Then the defending champion Jesus Espana of Spain. Nurdin Smail of France in fourth. Those four away. And Smail looks really confident, moving into third ahead of Espana. Oh, just making the Spaniard perhaps chop his stride a little bit. Oh, that little challenge, that flurry from Smail didn't come to anything. And now Farah coming round, and this time they'll hear the bell. And this really will be a test of who's got the strongest finish. At the bell, Farah, Ibrahimov of Azerbaijan. Espana, the winner of this title 4 years ago. And Mo Farah starting to make them hurt even more. Really putting in some effort on that far side on the back straight. Jesus Espana, he's got a great kick. Is he going to be Farah's biggest danger? But Ibrahimov is looking good. This little Azerbaijani runner is really emerging as a star on the European scene, but Farah finds something extra in the last 200 meters. Mo Farah is going away. Is this history in the making? Here comes Jesus Espana. Will Farah do the double? The 10,000 meter champion is clear, and he is going to become the first man in 20 years to do the distance double at the European Championships. Mo Farah wins the 5,000 meters. Jesus Espana takes the silver. Haile Ibrahimov of Azerbaijan the bronze. What an achievement What a week of running for Mo Farah. Twice a champion in Barcelona. Jesus España, the great sportsmanship, congratulates him. Mo Farah did everything right. His teammate Chris Thompson didn't have such a great day. Thompson was further down the field, finishing in 8th place, but it's still been a story of a remarkable partnership and renaissance for Farah and Thompson, leading the way of perhaps a new era in British distance running. The British team have had lots of success in these championships. Alamejo Bezabe, he really didn't feature in that final. He was up in the front a lot, but when it came to that last lap charge, Bezabe, who doesn't have the greatest of finishes for all his very fast overall time in the 5,000 metres, Bezabe was beaten out of it. We're into the home straight. It was done and dusted. Jesus España going clear of Ibrahimov, but Farah becoming the first man since the Italian Salvatore Antipo in Split, those European Championships of 1990, 20 years ago, to win both the 5,000 after taking the 10,000 metre title on the opening day of these championships. And a few years back, when Mo Farah was being regarded as perhaps the nearly man of British distance running, I don't think many would have believed he would win a double title at any championships. Jesus España, well, credit to him, taking silver after that gold 4 years ago. He did all he could. It's almost there. He can see it. And with every stride, this dream is coming true. It's turning into a very fine championships for the British team. The head coach, Charles Van Commenay, and undoubtedly even by his demanding standards, and quite rightly that he should have demanding standards. Should be a happy man. It's almost a throwback to those days of 20 years ago and more, when with Linford Christie as team captain, currently the team captain is Jess Ennis, who's just won the heptathlon here on this same evening as Farah's success. Linford Christie was team captain, and we had tremendous 400 metre men in the British team. Roger Black, Chris Akabusi in the 400 hurdles, and indeed in that late 80s we had Jack Buckner winning the European title at 5,000 in Stuttgart in 1986. Jesus España did all he could. It has to be said that standards in European distance running have declined in the last 20 years or so. One very noticeable aspect is that, for example, we had a straight final in the 10,000, which was won by Farah. In the old days, there were so often, well, always, not so often, but always heats. So that does make it a different kind of race, and it's simply because fewer people in Europe are doing distance running, and they are certainly doing it fewer people in the elite category. Jesus España still very much a hero to the home fans. They look back on that final. Bezabe leading them out. The Spaniards did seem to be running to some kind of plan, but really Mo Farah had too many shots in his locker for anybody else. Ibrahimov going well, and he's going to be happy with his performance, I'm sure. bronze medal in these championships for Azerbaijan. Sergei Lebed tried to make an impact on the race, but I've always doubted whether he has the sufficient speed. Great though he is over cross country, but sufficient speed on the track to be a challenger. Daniele Meucci, who this time finished outside the medals after his third place in the 10,000. There's a lot of speculation now, and indeed before the European Championships, whether Mo Farah would move up to the marathon. I would think for the moment, having just won a European double, there's no reason at all why he should. And looking ahead to the World Championships next year, and indeed London 2012, you can imagine as a British double European champion, he's going to have more than his share of the spotlight.